Welcome back to our final character breakdown here of all the classes inside of Wayfinder. If you have missed out on any of the classes so far, I will have a link above where you can check out a playlist of all of them, because today we are talking about our final one for launch, which is of course Venomess. And of course, I'm going to be discussing everything you need to know about it, from a weapon to ability to passive, right along to a backstory as well. But before we hop into that, I do want to give a very big thank you to everybody that is supporting over on patreon.com/Maconn, and a big thank you to 1K for supporting at the Luna tier over there, as well as everyone that is subscribing over on twitch.tv/troymaconn, as well as hitting that wonderful join button right here on YouTube, and of course link in the description if you are able to support the channel to keep any more Wayfinder stuff coming. With that, let's go ahead, let's jump into this, and let's talk about Venomess. Just to start off here, one little side note with Venomess, this will be a character that will be tied to the fort reward tower, or Wayfinder version of the mission pass or battle pass, whatever you to calling it. And of course, she will be one of the forts that will be tied to that. So keep that in mind. You will have to, of course, do some stuff to get your hands on her, but she will be the day one here. But with that being said, of course, when it comes to her, she is pretty much middle of the road here at 2.5 stars or diamond or whatever you want to call these, as far as like how difficult she is to play. And her character type lean way more into, of course, support and range. So if you always thought Silo were pretty good at that, you look like you got your another character here to look at. But she have a whole bunch of gimmicks that actually make her completely different. So let's go ahead, let's jump into her abilities and see what we actually have. So to start off, let's go ahead and talk about Transfuse. So this right here is very much leaning more into ciphering HP from enemy and returning it to you and other players, because as you use this ability on the nearby enemy, or it will attract to a nearby enemy, it will pull HP from them that can go to you or your teammates as well. And of course, this is stackable. So of course, as you stack more and more over the enemy, they will start losing health passively, and your team will gain health over passively as well. So this is a very good way to slowly drain enemy AP while slowly healing you or your team. And our next ability is Vampiric Blast. So how this is going to work is you're going to be able to toss out a bomb, up to 5 of them, that will blow up, and any enemy within the cloud, and like before, it's stackable up to the 5. That will of course blow, but it will be a little delay, and will be doing damage to nearby enemy, as well as healing your teammates up to however many clouds you have out from the bomb. So once again, you can get up to 5. So this is a fantastic way if you're playing, once again, long range with or being a range character, to very much support your tank like Senja, or of course a wingrave, or any other person that might be in the front lines. And our next ability I can always see being extremely useful with Venomous Tractor. So how this is going to work, you're going to be able to use those poison gas to zip around in any direction you want here, and by doing so you can be putting down poison. And as you are putting down poison all around the enemy, you're gonna be casting a poison on them. And the other thing about this is of course stackable. So you can actually put on multiple ticks here of poison to not only make it more stronger, but also give you an opportunity to get around certain enemies if you need to move positions, or you need to get farther away for whatever reason, or closer. That will be an ability that will come in so much handy for mobility when it comes to the character. And for our final ability here, we have Deep Breath. So the way this is going to work is, of course, by using this ability, you will shoot off a bomb that will do massive amount of damage in the area, as well as being able to stack up to 5 poison on top of that, as well as that it will of course also deal a damage over time that will count towards your stack of venom, which the whole 5 stack comes in, as well as working in tandem with Venomess special passive ability Master of Venoms, which we will get to in a moment, as well as our transfuse ability. So as you can see, by doing it bomb, not only are you casting more poison on the enemy, but you are also siphoning more health from them, and in return transfusing more HP to your teammates as well. So this is gonna be very much in handy, especially once you are dealing with more enemies, or you're dealing with a boss heal that need to have that extra amount of poison on them. And with that, let's go ahead and talk about a Master of Venom, which is of course Venomous passive heal. And what this ability going to do is of course by attacking enemy, so just normal attack heal, up to 5 times, you will go ahead and add poison to that enemy. That I get as every other ability heal that can stack up to 5 stack of poison on said enemy that of course do damage, as well as of course put the poison effect on them. But the fun part about this is of course once you get your hands on the 5 stack, that enemy will then start casting out poison clouds that can of course hit not only that enemy but nearby enemy, doing 5 seconds of damage over time as well. So at this point now you got walking around poison bombs, you planting bombs with poison on enemy, you draining health. There is so much happening with it character when it comes to damaging enemy and getting HP back. So as you can see, the class is very much all about that, about draining the HP from the enemy to help you. And of course we do have a weapon heal that will also have ability that also kind of play into all this. And of course our weapon itself is Nightshade, which is a rifle. So just note, you can once again use this on any character, but this also will give you a poison over on Silo if you're planning to use him as well. But the weapon itself is once again tied to poison. So with its special ability, going to be able to use the little reload minigame that we talked about with Silo. But this time, if you use this weapon, its ability is when you do one of the active reloads, or for anyone that haven't seen it, think of it as the reloading mechanic from Gears of War. It's pretty much that. But by doing the reload, you're going to infuse your equip. So that equip that in that rifle for that amount of time, or do you want to have a bullet for that equip, will be infused with poison that will of course do a damage over 6 seconds. And the big kicker heal is stackable up to 20 times, which I believe is roughly the size of the equip, and your gun will become automatic as well. So as you can see, Whitetail is extra 20 tick of damage for 6 seconds, and they can get very nutty very quickly as far as how quickly you're draining enemy. So if you are someone who is super interested in poison mechanics or wanting to be a backup hero for your team, Venomess might be your choice, like absolutely, which have got my interest, especially as someone who enjoy playing range characters. So expect me to be probably maining or as well as Silo. But nonetheless, that is everything that is tied to mechanics or weapons. So let's go ahead, throw it over to Luna, and let go over what exactly is Venomous' backstory.
Before the fall, the name Venomous was feared among the Imperial ranks. Those unfortunate enough to have put the face to the name seldom survived. Venomous is a spy and assassin from a nation of monsters born of cold and poisonous blood. In her time, she's broken into so-called impenetrable vaults, stolen secrets from the Avar throne itself, and brought down more Archon commanders and master spellsmiths with her toxins than entire regiments by compare. Ven was born in the maze. Her closest friends are goblins and battle beasts, and though she looks human, appearances, like most things when it comes to Ven, can be deceiving. A brilliant alchemist and inventor, Venomess has always preferred stalking prey in the shadows to mixing salves in a workshop. Most of all, Ven craves a challenge, and the gloom is the greatest challenge of all. Venomess believes the Avar Imperium was an oppressive, warmongering regime and devoted her life to toppling it. Now the Empire has finally fallen, consumed by the gloom. But all she hoped to protect in the maze has been lost as well. Ven may not care for Wingrave or the other Imperial soldiers among the Seekers, but she recognizes that her Cold War is over. In the wake of the Gloomfall, survival is the only thing that matters, and Venomess intends to survive. No matter the cost.
So there you have it. That is everything you need to know about Venomess leading into a season 1 here, and hopefully you have found this video helpful. If so, make sure to do the thumbs up, subscribe, hit all the bells, and let me know below if you're going to be playing as Venomess or are you going to be playing as any of the characters, because this brings us to the end of our launch character / crap breakdown. Once again, I have done video on every single character, so if you missed out on any of them, I will have them linked above as well in the description below, so you can check them out. And of course, once again, if you want to see how she's going to play, as well as any of the other characters as well, be sure to come on over to my live stream, since I will be doing a launch stream for Wayfinder here on YouTube, as well as over on twitch.tv/troymaconn. And we're going to be hopping into it the second the server go live, or we might be twiddling our thumbs on Twitter, waiting for update. We will see, because we all know how MMO launches are. But nonetheless, I will be here the second the server go live nonetheless, or die, whichever comes first, right here, starting at noon Central tomorrow. For now, that's gonna go ahead and do it for me for today. I will be back with so many more Wayfinder videos in the future, and of course, with that, I will go ahead and see you in the comments.